True strength often reveals itself in the most unexpected moments. And this principle is vividly illustrated in situations where appearances, assumptions, or routine circumstances obscure the depth of a person's resilience. Strength is frequently measured by society or observers based on visible performance, prior reputation, or superficial indicators. Yet real strength is rarely predictable and often emerges when least anticipated. In the scenario of the recruit cleaning the latrine, an act considered menial or low status, her strength was not initially apparent to anyone present. Onlookers, including the lieutenant, likely judged the situation through a lens of hierarchy and expectation, assuming that this routine chore would neither challenge her nor reveal any extraordinary qualities. However, the moment her jacket slipped and revealed a tattoo, the latent strength within her became undeniable, demonstrating that true power is not always about immediate visibility, physical dominance, or outward displays of capability. Real strength often manifests when the individual is tested under circumstances that challenge not only their physical presence, but also the perceptions and expectations of those around them. The tattoo, a permanent mark etched into her skin, carried with it a story, a history, and an essence of courage that was invisible until that precise moment. Strength is not solely about action, but also about the capacity to hold experiences, to survive hardships, and to embody resilience in a way that commands recognition when circumstances unfold unexpectedly. The lieutenant's reaction, freezing in astonishment, serves as a clear indication of how true strength disrupts preconceived notions and challenges observers to reconsider their evaluations. This frozen moment captures the essence of unexpected revelation, illustrating how latent qualities often lie dormant until a defining event brings them into the open. Observers frequently underestimate individuals based on routine tasks, perceived status, or apparent vulnerability, yet these assumptions are superficial, failing to account for the depth of character, skill, and resilience cultivated over time. True strength, therefore, is often quiet, internal, and honed through experience, waiting for a moment of exposure where its presence becomes indisputable. In the context of military or high-stakes environments, this principle becomes particularly evident, as the unpredictability of circumstances often forces latent abilities to surface. The recruit's calm demeanor while performing a task deemed menial, combined with the sudden revelation of her tattoo, created a scenario in which her strength could no longer be ignored. The unexpected nature of the moment intensified its impact, highlighting how latent power can shift dynamics, alter perceptions, and command respect. Furthermore, strength is multidimensional. It is not merely physical prowess, but also includes mental fortitude, emotional resilience, and the ability to maintain composure under scrutiny or unexpected exposure. The recruit's strength was demonstrated not through confrontation or aggression, but through the quiet confidence and presence she carried even as she was performing a routine task. The tattoo, in this context, served as a visual symbol of prior challenges overcome, lessons internalized, and a personal history of courage that amplified the impact of the moment. Strength also has the power to redefine social dynamics. What may initially appear to be a trivial or insignificant scenario can become a profound lesson in resilience and capability when latent strength is revealed. The lieutenant's stunned reaction represents the recalibration that occurs when observers recognize that their assumptions were flawed. This recalibration underscores a critical truth. True strength is often invisible until it is provoked by circumstance, revealed in moments where expectations are challenged, and demonstrated through composure, presence, and authenticity. Additionally, the timing of strength's revelation is significant. It often emerges not when sought or anticipated, but in moments where the individual is placed in positions that test patience, resilience, or response under unexpected conditions. The recruit's situation exemplifies this principle, as the menial task of cleaning a latrine provided a backdrop against which her latent power could surface dramatically. Observers are reminded that strength is as much about what is contained within a person, the experiences, the resilience, the courage, as it is about observable action. The unexpected display of strength forces those who witness it to confront their biases, reevaluate judgments, and recognize the value of capabilities that may have been hidden or underestimated. In essence, true strength is situational, multidimensional, and often invisible until catalyzed by events that expose it, revealing that the most profound demonstrations of power frequently occur in the most unexpected moments, challenging assumptions, commanding respect, and leaving an indelible vulnerability can become a powerful tool when met with composure, revealing dimensions of strength that are often overlooked or underestimated. Most people view vulnerability as a weakness, a moment of exposure that invites judgment, ridicule, or harm. However, when approached with calmness, self-awareness, and confidence, vulnerability transforms into a stage on which resilience, courage, and mastery are displayed. In the case of the recruit cleaning the latrine, a seemingly simple task became a moment of profound revelation the instant her jacket slipped and exposed the tattoo beneath. The vulnerability was immediate, physical exposure in front of superiors and peers, but it was her composure that turned the moment into a demonstration of unexpected strength. Maintaining composure under scrutiny is not merely about keeping calm. It is about controlling one's emotional and physical presence, managing internal reactions, and conveying confidence without aggression or defensiveness. The recruit exemplified this principle, standing tall and unshaken even as all eyes turned toward her, and the lieutenant froze, caught off guard by the revelation. Vulnerability, in this sense, is a lens through which true character is revealed. Those who confront exposure with grace and control demonstrate mastery over self, the environment, and the social dynamics at play. The tattoo, revealed in a moment of unintentional exposure, acted as both a symbol and a catalyst, highlighting past experiences, personal courage, and resilience. The juxtaposition of vulnerability and composure created a stark contrast for observers. What was intended to provoke weakness instead highlighted strength in its most authentic form. This dynamic is a powerful reminder that vulnerability is not inherently negative, but instead offers an opportunity for self-expression and demonstration of resilience. In high-pressure or hierarchical environments, such as military training, vulnerability is inevitable. Individuals are often tested physically, mentally, and emotionally, and those tests create situations where exposure, both literal and metaphorical, can challenge confidence and authority. How one responds in these moments defines perception, command presence, and the respect earned from peers and superiors alike. The recruit's ability to convert a potentially humiliating moment into a display of composed strength illustrates the transformative power of vulnerability when paired with self-mastery. Furthermore, vulnerability exposes authenticity. It allows observers to see beyond superficial indicators, revealing the depth of experience, courage, and capability that may be hidden beneath the surface. The tattoo was not merely a design on her skin. It was a narrative of prior trials, resilience, and the personal history that shaped her character. By revealing it, even inadvertently, she demonstrated that true strength is not confined to moments of deliberate action, but is embedded in the stories, scars, and symbols that define one's journey. Composure in the face of vulnerability also shifts the power dynamic. Those who attempt to provoke or undermine may be disarmed when confronted with controlled confidence, as the intended effect of humiliation is neutralized. The lieutenant's frozen reaction exemplifies this principle, showing that strength is recognized not only by deeds, but also by the ability to remain steady under pressure. The psychological impact of this combination of vulnerability and composure is profound. Observers are forced to reconcile their expectations with reality, reevaluate assumptions about weakness, and recognize the capabilities of someone they may have previously underestimated. This recalibration often results in earned respect, altered perceptions of authority, and acknowledgement of competence that goes beyond formal rank or superficial evaluation. Additionally, vulnerability paired with composure fosters resilience. When an individual can face exposure, discomfort, or judgment without faltering, they strengthen internal mechanisms for coping with stress, pressure, and future challenges. Each such moment reinforces the capacity to remain grounded, focused, and effective, even in high-stakes or unexpected situations. The recruit's experience also highlights the importance of mental preparation, self-awareness, and confidence in transforming vulnerability into strength. Her response was not accidental. It was the result of internalized discipline, past experience, and an understanding of how to maintain poise under observation. The moment became a testament to her ability to harness what could have been a weakness into a platform for demonstrating capability, courage, and presence. Furthermore, vulnerability combined with composure is contagious in its impact on others. Observers, peers, and superiors alike are reminded that strength is not always loud, aggressive, or overt. It can be quiet, steady, and demonstrated in moments of exposure. Witnessing someone navigate vulnerability with confidence inspires reevaluation of assumptions, fosters respect, and provides a blueprint for handling similar situations. In essence, vulnerability becomes a tool for demonstrating authentic strength when it is met with composure, self-awareness, and confidence. The recruit's experience illustrates how exposure, even unintentional, can reveal the depth of courage, resilience, and mastery an individual possesses, challenging expectations, commanding respect, and leaving an indelible impression on all who witness it. Assumptions about someone's capability are often misleading, and this is especially true in environments where judgment is quick, appearances are emphasized, and preconceived notions dictate behavior. Human beings tend to rely on visible cues, past experiences, or social stereotypes to assess the potential, competence, or strength of others. Yet these assessments are frequently flawed. In the case of the recruit tasked with cleaning the latrine, the initial assumption was that the task was menial, the recruit unremarkable, and her presence unlikely to command attention. Observers, including the lieutenant, had no reason to expect that anything about the situation would reveal extraordinary capability. However, assumptions are inherently limited because they rely on incomplete information, often ignoring the internal qualities, past experiences, and hidden reserves of strength that an individual may possess. The moment her jacket slipped and exposed a tattoo became a powerful disruption of these assumptions, revealing a narrative and depth of character that no observer could have anticipated. This moment illustrates a broader truth. Capabilities are often concealed beneath layers of expectation, routine, or social perception, waiting for the right moment or circumstance to become apparent. Misleading assumptions can lead to misjudgments, underestimation, or even failure to recognize potential until it is dramatically revealed. In high-pressure or hierarchical settings, such as military environments, these misjudgments carry tangible consequences, affecting leadership decisions, peer interactions, and operational effectiveness. Observers often underestimate someone because their performance in visible tasks aligns with limited expectations rather than the full spectrum of skills, resilience, and experience they possess. The recruit's tattoo, revealed during a moment of unplanned exposure, immediately challenged these assumptions. It served as a visible symbol of prior experience, courage, and endurance, forcing observers to reconcile their preconceptions with reality. This sudden shift illustrates the fragile nature of judgment when based on incomplete or superficial criteria. Furthermore, assumptions about capability are often rooted in social conditioning, stereotypes, or prior encounters that fail to account for individual variance. People tend to categorize others based on appearance, gender, rank, or perceived competence, and these categories can obscure recognition of true skill or resilience. The lieutenant's reaction, freezing in astonishment, demonstrates how deeply ingrained assumptions can be disrupted when confronted with evidence of unexpected strength. Misleading assumptions also highlight the importance of continuous evaluation and open-mindedness. Observers who rely solely on initial impressions or superficial indicators risk overlooking talent, resilience, and leadership potential that may only become visible in moments of challenge or revelation. The recruit's situation emphasizes that true capability often emerges under pressure, in unexpected circumstances, or in ways that contradict conventional expectations. Additionally, misleading assumptions can serve as a catalyst for personal demonstration of competence. When individuals sense doubt, underestimation, or skepticism, they have the opportunity to reveal their full capabilities, often transforming moments of expectation into moments of revelation. The recruit's composure and the story behind her tattoo transformed a routine task into a powerful display of resilience, courage, and skill that completely shifted the perceptions of those present. This scenario also illustrates the social consequences of underestimation. Observers who rely on assumptions may inadvertently disrespect or overlook individuals, creating dynamics where latent strength is revealed only when provoked or exposed. The recruit's actions served to recalibrate the room, demonstrating that capability cannot be measured by superficial observation alone. Misleading assumptions can also provide insight into leadership and training. Effective leaders recognize that initial judgments are often flawed and that latent talent or resilience may be hidden behind routine behavior or seemingly unremarkable tasks. By maintaining awareness, adaptability, and attentiveness, leaders can identify true capability and support the development of individuals who might otherwise be underestimated. Moreover, the disruption of assumptions carries psychological impact. Observers experience surprise, recalibration, and often heightened respect when confronted with evidence that contradicts their initial beliefs. In the recruit's case, the tattoo was a physical marker of past experience and resilience, making it impossible for those present to continue holding simplistic or biased assumptions. This teaches an important lesson. Capability is multifaceted, context-dependent, and frequently hidden until revealed through circumstance. Ultimately, the recruit's experience demonstrates that assumptions about someone's capability are often misleading, and true strength, resilience, and competence may only become evident in moments that defy expectation. The incident emphasizes the necessity of looking beyond superficial indicators, remaining open to reassessment, and recognizing that extraordinary capability can be concealed beneath ordinary appearances, waiting for the right moment to command acknowledgement, respect, and admiration. Respect is earned through action, integrity, and the demonstration of competence rather than being automatically granted, and this principle becomes particularly evident in moments where individuals are tested under scrutiny. In the case of the recruit assigned to clean the latrine, a task often perceived as menial, respect was not assumed, but had to be established through behavior, composure, and the ability to navigate unexpected circumstances. The moment her jacket slipped, revealing the tattoo on her arm, became a pivotal instance in which respect was either granted or withheld based on the perception of her response. The tattoo itself symbolized experiences, resilience, and a personal narrative that communicated strength without words, serving as a visual testament to capability and perseverance. Observers, including the lieutenant, were confronted with the necessity to recalibrate their judgments as the recruit displayed calm, confidence, and control in a moment designed to provoke uncertainty or embarrassment. Earning respect in such scenarios involves more than technical skill or superficial achievement. It requires a demonstration of character, poise, and the ability to maintain composure under pressure. The recruit's reaction communicated that her abilities and experiences could not be measured by the simplicity of the task assigned or the preconceptions held by those around her. Respect is deeply relational. It emerges from the interplay between the observer and the observed, and it is often catalyzed by moments in which assumptions are challenged and latent qualities are revealed. In this instance, the lieutenant's pause and stunned reaction reflect the recalibration of respect in real time. As the recruit's composure and the story represented by her tattoo commanded acknowledgement. Furthermore, respect earned in moments of unexpected exposure has a profound impact because it is rooted in authenticity and action rather than rank, authority, or position. When individuals face situations that expose them physically, emotionally, or socially, the way they navigate these challenges becomes a key factor in determining how they are perceived. The recruit's ability to maintain dignity and control in the face of exposure reinforced the notion that respect is not passive. It must be cultivated and demonstrated, especially when observers are primed to expect weakness or hesitation. Additionally, moments like these provide lasting lessons about the nature of authority and admiration. Observers, having witnessed the recruit's poise, are compelled to recognize that respect is dynamic, evolving in response to evidence of resilience, competence, and composure. The tattoo served as both a literal and figurative marker of the recruit's experiences, and the visibility of that symbol in a critical moment reinforced the connection between past perseverance and present authority. Respect also has an educative function. By observing someone navigate vulnerability, challenge assumptions, and assert their presence with confidence, peers and superiors alike are reminded that recognition must be grounded in demonstrated action rather than superficial appearances. In the context of military training, where hierarchy and structure often dominate interactions, such moments highlight the importance of merit, composure, and capability in shaping perceptions of authority and credibility. Furthermore, the recruitment environment emphasizes continual evaluation. Every task, interaction, and response provides information that observers use to calibrate judgments about competence and reliability. When the recruit demonstrated control and resilience during an unanticipated exposure, she not only corrected misperceptions, but also set a precedent for how respect is established through tangible evidence of character. Respect earned through demonstration is cumulative and reinforces itself over time. Witnessing an individual confront challenge with confidence creates a ripple effect, influencing future interactions, assignments, and peer relationships. The recruit's display signaled to observers that her capabilities extend beyond initial expectations, establishing a foundation of respect that will shape subsequent assessments and engagements. Moreover, respect gained through composure under scrutiny underscores the multifaceted nature of strength. It is not only about technical skill or physical prowess, but also about emotional intelligence, self-control, and the capacity to project authority and confidence even in unanticipated circumstances. The lieutenant's stunned reaction exemplifies the recalibration of judgment that occurs when preconceptions are challenged and true capability is revealed. In essence, the incident demonstrates that respect is earned through observable behavior that communicates resilience, mastery, and integrity. It is grounded in the ability to act decisively, maintain composure, and assert presence under scrutiny. The recruit's experience illustrates that respect is not automatic. It is dynamically established through the interaction of action, perception, and the display of authentic strength, highlighting the enduring principle that true respect is granted to those who demo moments of surprise, can redefine perceptions of authority and skill, revealing truths about individuals that are often hidden beneath layers of routine, expectation, or social assumption. In many structured environments, especially those with hierarchical dynamics, such as military training, observers frequently rely on prior experience, rank, or conventional markers of capability to gauge the competence of others. These assessments, while useful for organization and efficiency, are inherently limited, as they often fail to account for latent qualities, untested skills, or the unique ways in which individuals respond to unexpected circumstances. The recruit, assigned the seemingly simple task of cleaning the latrine, became the embodiment of this principle when her jacket slipped, revealing a tattoo in a moment that none of the onlookers could have anticipated. The surprise of the reveal was amplified by the contrast between the perceived menial nature of the task and the profound story communicated by her tattoo, which symbolized past challenges, courage, and resilience. Observers, including the lieutenant, experienced an immediate recalibration of perception, realizing that the recruit's abilities and strength extended far beyond what was initially assumed. Moments of surprise are powerful because they disrupt cognitive shortcuts, forcing individuals to reassess assumptions and acknowledge the full spectrum of capability in a way that routine observation rarely allows. In this context, the tattoo served as both a literal and symbolic revelation, exposing not just ink on skin, but a history of endurance and personal mastery that challenged preconceived notions about vulnerability, authority, and competence. The lieutenant's frozen reaction underscores the impact of the unexpected, illustrating how a single unanticipated event can shift the balance of perceived power and redefine the hierarchy of respect within a group. These moments also highlight the multidimensional nature of skill and authority. True competence is rarely limited to observable, routine performance. It encompasses emotional resilience, composure under scrutiny, and the ability to navigate situations that deviate from expectations. The recruit's calm and confident response in the face of an unplanned exposure demonstrated this multidimensional capability, emphasizing that authority is often recognized not through formal rank or structured evaluation, but through the demonstration of adaptability and poise in real-time situations. Furthermore, moments of surprise serve as catalysts for learning and reassessment among observers. Witnessing an unexpected display of competence forces others to confront their own biases and limitations in judgment. Those who underestimate or misjudge an individual based on superficial markers are compelled to acknowledge the depth of ability and resilience present, leading to lasting shifts in perception and respect. In the recruit's case, the exposure of the tattoo transformed what could have been an embarrassing moment into a defining instance of authority and personal strength, demonstrating that skill and influence are often revealed under conditions of unpredictability. This principle extends beyond the immediate scenario to broader lessons in leadership and evaluation. Effective leaders understand that latent potential often resides in individuals whose capabilities are not immediately apparent, and that moments of surprise can serve as invaluable opportunities to identify talent, resilience, and composure that may otherwise go unrecognized. The ability to harness such moments, to remain composed, confident, and authentic, is itself a marker of mastery and authority, further amplifying the impact of the revelation on observers. Additionally, the psychological impact of unexpected displays of strength cannot be overstated. Observers experience a shift from assumption to recognition, from expectation to recalibration, and often from indifference or underestimation to respect and admiration. This dynamic creates an enduring impression, reinforcing the notion that true authority and skill are validated not solely through routine performance, but through the capacity to navigate and excel in unanticipated, high-stakes, or challenging circumstances. Moments of surprise also underscore the interplay between internal preparedness and external perception. The recruit's prior experiences, personal discipline, and confidence equipped her to respond effectively when vulnerability was exposed, turning a potential moment of weakness into an opportunity to demonstrate competence, control, and presence. Observers, witnessing this interplay, are compelled to recognize that skill and authority are not static traits, but are revealed through dynamic interaction with circumstance. Moreover, the scenario demonstrates how moments of surprise can democratize perception of authority, highlighting that respect and recognition are not exclusively tied to rank or hierarchical position, but are earned through demonstrated capability and poise. The recruit's actions exemplified this principle, as her calmness and resilience in a moment of unexpected exposure commanded attention and recalibrated perceptions of her skill and authority within the training environment. Ultimately, moments of surprise redefine how authority and competence are evaluated, providing a powerful lens through which hidden strength, resilience, and skill are revealed. The recruit's experience illustrates that the unexpected can serve as a proving ground for latent capabilities, compelling observers to acknowledge depth of character and mastery, reshaping assumptions, and establishing respect and recognition in ways that routine observation seldom achieves, and straight capability, courage, and composure when circumstances demand it. Even the most confident observers can be caught off guard by displays of unexpected strength, revealing the limitations of perception and the profound impact of real-time demonstration of capability. In structured environments such as military training, individuals often form judgments based on rank, routine performance, or apparent vulnerability, assuming that visible indicators accurately reflect underlying skill, resilience, or authority. Yet true strength is rarely static or fully visible, and it often manifests in moments that defy expectation. The scenario of the recruit cleaning the latrine exemplifies this principle. A seemingly ordinary task became a stage for revelation when her jacket slipped, exposing a tattoo that communicated a history of courage, endurance, and resilience. Observers, including the lieutenant, froze in recognition, confronted with evidence of a depth of capability that had been invisible until that precise moment. This moment of surprise underscores how human perception can be limited, emphasizing that even seasoned leaders or instructors can misjudge potential when relying solely on appearances or routine observation. Unexpected strength challenges assumptions, forcing recalibration and a reevaluation of what an individual is capable of under scrutiny or pressure. Furthermore, such moments highlight the multidimensional nature of true competence. Strength is not merely physical ability. It encompasses mental resilience, emotional control, situational awareness, and the capacity to maintain composure when exposed to unanticipated circumstances. The recruit's calm demeanor, coupled with the symbolic weight of her tattoo, demonstrated an integrated form of capability that extended far beyond the task at hand, revealing a level of mastery and presence that demanded acknowledgement. Observers confronted with this unexpected display are compelled to confront their own biases, reassess previous evaluations, and recognize that latent strength can remain hidden until provoked or revealed by circumstance. In this way, unexpected strength serves as both a personal demonstration and a social recalibration, reshaping perceptions within the group and challenging hierarchical assumptions about competence and authority. The lieutenant's reaction illustrates the psychological impact of such revelations. Even those trained to assess resilience and skill can experience cognitive dissonance when confronted with evidence that contradicts prior expectations. This pause reflects the human tendency to rely on superficial cues while underestimating the latent abilities that reside beneath. The recruit's composure in the moment of exposure functioned as a form of silent communication, signaling mastery, confidence, and control without the need for verbal assertion. This emphasizes that true strength often communicates itself indirectly, through presence, poise, and the handling of unforeseen challenges. Additionally, unexpected strength reinforces the principle that evaluation and respect should be dynamic rather than static. Observers must remain adaptable, recognizing that capability is situational and may only become apparent when individuals are tested in unconventional ways. The recruit's situation exemplifies this. The ordinary context of cleaning a latrine transformed into an extraordinary display of latent power, demonstrating that the potential for skill and authority exists independently of routine tasks or visible performance markers. Moments like these also underscore the educational value of surprise in leadership and team dynamics. When latent strength emerges unexpectedly, it challenges not only the perception of the individual, but also the assumptions, biases, and evaluative frameworks of those observing. This recalibration promotes greater attentiveness, humility, and recognition of multidimensional capability in future interactions. Moreover, unexpected displays of strength reinforce the interplay between preparation, experience, and adaptability. The recruit's previous experiences, personal discipline, and self-confidence equipped her to navigate a moment of exposure with composure, transforming vulnerability into a demonstration of competence and resilience. Observers witnessed the intersection of latent capability and situational challenge, gaining insight into the ways that strength manifests beyond superficial assessment. The moment also highlights the relational dimension of perception. How observers respond to unexpected capability shapes social dynamics, recognition, and respect within the group. Witnessing latent strength revealed in a moment of unpredictability recalibrates the social hierarchy, influencing interactions, evaluations, and future expectations. Unexpected strength, therefore, functions as both a personal and collective revelation. It validates internal preparation, rewards composure under pressure, and educates observers about the limits of their own assumptions. In essence, even the most experienced, confident, or authoritative individuals can be humbled by demonstrations of unanticipated capability, emphasizing that perception is provisional and that true strength frequently resides beneath the surface, emerging most powerfully when circumstances defy expectation, forcing acknowledgement, respect, and recalibration in those who witness it.